Welcome to a Wayne County Bicentennial Minute in celebration of Wayne County, New York's unique history, which spans 200 years and is historic to the core. Band of Brothers Part 2, narrated by Bruce Farrington. Alton's Band of Brothers. The Collins family did their patriotic duty and sent 4 brothers to fight in the U.S. Army during World War II. Wallace, a.k.a. Tommy, Clayton, Everett, and Roy Collins all went in harm's way and suffered injuries, but ultimately made it back home alive. This is the story of 2 of those brothers, Everett and Roy, from Alton, New York, who went to war separately and would, by the most unlikely coincidence, meet at a pivotal moment during World War II. Historians recognize 3 significant moments in the Allies' war in Europe: the invasion of Normandy, the Battle of the Bulge, and the miracle at Remagen. Our story concerns a chance encounter during the latter. Having repulsed what would be Germany's last offensive action on the Western Front at the Battle of the Bulge, the Allies were sweeping forward on a broad front towards Germany's last line of defense, which was the Rhine River, separating Germany from France. Crossing the Rhine was crucial to taking the war into the heartland of Germany and putting an end to the Nazis' ability to wage war. Unfortunately, every time the Allies approached a bridge over the Rhine, the Germans would destroy it by demolition charges. Building a pontoon bridge over the Rhine was estimated to prolong the war by 2 to 3 weeks. That all changed on March 7, 1945, when elements of the 9th Armored Division, supported by the 9th Infantry Division, discovered an intact railroad bridge at the village of Remagen. The race was on between the Allies to cross the bridge and the Germans to destroy it. In addition to the tanks and infantry, the Allies set up anti-aircraft batteries on the German side of the bridge, as the Germans were constantly trying to destroy the bridge with bombers. This is where fate brought the 2 brothers together. Roy Collins was a PFC in the 581st, which was an anti-aircraft artillery battalion. Everett Collins was the older brother and a PFC in the 746th Tank Battalion, 9th Infantry. We pick up the story from an excerpt of a letter written by Everett to his wife after having crossed the bridge and meeting a lieutenant with surprising news.
Germany, March 18th, 1945. Just a note tonight. I just wrote Mom and Dad telling them about Roy as I saw him today. Gee, the first in 27 months, and golly, did he ever look good. Same old brother. Hasn't changed much, except a little fatter in the face. But gee, Marie, I sure was a happy guy. It still doesn't seem possible. About like a dream, but by gosh, it's true, no picture. I really touched him with my own hands. He spoke of all the folks at home, telling me of all the good times he had when they're on furlough, and gee, but it means a lot to hear things like that. We're only about a mile apart, so maybe he'll get to see me tomorrow. I met a lieutenant today that knew him, so he took me to see Roy. And Roy sure was surprised.
Many of the photos and much of the information comes from his son Lonnie. Lonnie got his name from his father's World War II buddy named Lonnie. As his father and Lonnie were waiting to go ashore on Utah Beach in Normandy in the second wave, they made a pact to name their firstborn son after each other if they survived. Hopefully, somewhere out there now is a man named Everett. When the brothers got back home, they didn't like to talk about the war years. That is very understandable, but we should never forget the sacrifices of this brave band of brothers who were part of the greatest generation.